differently. So go to reactions and then you will be able to see hand raise, hand raise. Yes, there are 25 of you have raised the hands. Those who could not complete, don't worry. Those who could not complete, don't worry. Just watch what was mistake with these sentences and statements. Now, please, once I start explaining, please stop doing the activities now. Please, everybody, please keep the pencil there. Don't write anything more. Please, please completely stop. We are starting. First one. He has been recuperating after total hip replacement and is ready for discharge. In some letters, in some sentences, we write discharged as correct. In some of them, it is incorrect. So he has been recuperating after total hip replacement. Okay, some of you may be writing surgery. It's not necessary because total hip replacement is a surgery. So we don't have to specially say that it is a surgery. And is ready for discharge. And is ready for discharge is a problem here. This is an issue. It should be to be ready for discharge will be the correct one. Ready for discharge. Now, in some sentences, you may have written differently also. That is, and is ready. And how do we write discharged in this case? And is
being discharged.
Yeah, and is being discharged is one option, or one more is there.
And was discharged.
And to be discharged.
And was discharged is also fine. If the patient is
will be discharged also fine.
Okay, so is being discharged, was discharged, and
will be discharged.
Yeah, will be discharged. In case the patient is still in the hospital and the discharge is due for tomorrow, then you can write will be discharged tomorrow and will be discharged tomorrow. Okay, or any other discharged.
Ready to be discharged.
And is ready to be discharged. Even here also we can write ready to be discharged. Anything else? One more ED form. And is being discharged. All of them are discharged. The only one that is incorrect is and is ready for discharge. So whenever 4 comes, we will have to write and is ready for discharge. And in most of the other cases, we have to write and is being discharged, was discharged, will be discharged tomorrow, is ready to be discharged, is being discharged. In all the cases, we have to write ED form, but the first one is and is ready for discharge. Ready for discharge. Okay, so 4 plus discharge, 2 plus discharged. I mean to be plus discharged. See, will be, is being. In all those cases, we write it. So I think the discharge comes only with 4. So be careful about the word 4. That was the first mistake. And some of you may have thought this after is wrong. Some of you.
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. He has been recuperating after total hip replacement. You know that total hip replacement is a procedure, right? It's a procedure. This is a mistake, a common mistake that is committed by so many people even today also, because that mistake comes in the first paragraph. Your assessor will notice it and you will get a very bad impression. See, recuperating after or from, there are 2 things. If you're writing after plus a procedure, so hip replacement is a procedure. And if it is from, then you have to write a disease condition. Disease condition. She is recuperating from COVID-19. She is recuperating from pneumonia. She is recuperating from chest infection, because all of them are disease conditions. So remember the 2 differences. One, from is used with disease conditions, whereas after is used with the procedures. I think that is very clear to everybody. And if you have confusion, you can watch our YouTube channel. There are something I am uploading these days, and that is very interesting. You can go there and you can watch it. Okay, he has been recuperating after total hip replacement. Okay, replacement, and is ready for discharge. Ready for discharge will be the correct one. Okay, so others are like,
Sir, is he required and he is ready for discharge or no need?
once again.
And
Okay.
he is ready for discharge?
No, repeating he is really not important here, because we know that it is he only. Like in every letter, there are three people. You know who are they? One is the writer, one is a recipient, one is a patient. We know that, everybody knows that writer, that means you are the writer. So, and is being discharged means not you. And the other one is the recipient, the doctor, or maybe the one who is going to receive this letter. And sir, doctor, you are being discharged. So nobody needs to be told that it is neither the writer or the recipient, but it is a patient who is being discharged. Therefore, the he needing to be repeated. Okay, he or she needing to be repeated, because we have already written he here, and that will be a kind of repetition. And is ready for discharge is a correct one. So you have corrected another very important mistake. Two mistakes have been corrected.
Sir, one more question.
Sir,
Once again,
One more question, sir.
yeah, please. Yeah.
Has been is there, no? So was discharge will come? Was discharge?
He has been recuperating after total hip replacement is okay. You're asking because of has been. Once again, please. Will you please repeat the question?
Has been is there, no, in the sentence. So
Okay.
was we can write over means was discharged.
No, that depends on the situation. Like if the patient is still in the hospital and the discharge procedure is going on, in that case we write and is being discharged. And if the patient is no more in the hospital but was discharged yesterday or day before yesterday, some days ago, then we can write was discharged. And if the patient is still there in the hospital and the discharge is scheduled for tomorrow, then we can write this one. And then is being discharged and is ready to be discharged. Both of them are same thing only. Okay, and is being discharged. Yeah. Oh, that is repeated.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah, please tell me.
he is recuperating. I wrote like that. Has been, I changed, he is recuperating.
Okay, that is a last mistake which I was thinking, but I forgot. He has been recuperating after total hip replacement, or he is recuperating. Which one is a better one? Is a better one than has been. Has been is not incorrect. Has been is not incorrect, but the better one is. Okay, you know why has been is not the right one? The reason why has been is not the right one is, whenever you use has been, remember there is a rule for has been also. Whenever you use has been or have been, in these two cases we have to write since or for. He has been working here since 2001. He has been working here for the last 10 years. Okay, so here there is no since or something in this sentence. Therefore, is much better than has been, but nobody is going to cut your mark for has been. Okay, so this will be the final answer. He is recuperating after total hip replacement and is ready for discharge will be the final answer. So discharge is incorrect. So I think we have noticed 3 mistakes in this same sentence. So if you commit these mistakes, please change them and please correct yourself. And if you still have any confusion, please ask me. I can answer you right now. Yeah.
Can we write like this? He was recuperating after total hip replacement and ready for discharge.
No, and is 100% compulsory and is ready for discharge, and is ready for discharge is the correct way. And you said he was. Do you want to
Yes,
say
sir.
he was? Why was?
He was recuperating after total hip replacement.
Okay, fine. The question is, where is the patient right now? In your imagination, where is the patient? Is the patient in the patient's home, or is the patient still in your facility?
In the hospital.
That means, okay, so that means he is still recuperating, or he was, if you say he was recuperating, that means at present he is no more recuperating. His condition is so worse.
Oh,
So he was recuperating simply means he was recuperating. That means yesterday he was recuperating and now his condition is so bad. So there is a problem with he is recuperating and he was recuperating.
okay.
Okay, so you may be having similar questions and confusions, but the problem is nobody wants to ask. See, I told you, if you cannot ask publicly here in this class, come on, you can ask me privately. But usually people don't ask. They think that it's a shame to ask. Oh, what is that? See, okay, fine. Going to the next one. Mr. Baker was admitted on 16th April 2023 with the diagnosed of total hip replacement. We know that with the diagnosed, and we know it is to be changed to what?
Diagnose.
Diagnosis.
With the diagnosis of, yeah. Okay, so if you are, yeah, tell me.
And he underwent total hip replacement.
Okay, with the, oh, fine. Yeah, really, it's completely wrong with the, okay, because diagnosis of total hip replacement is
Yes.
not a diagnosis at all. Okay. Anyway,
Yes.
one mistake was this one, diagnose with the diagnosis. So we never write with the diagnosed of. So please correct that mistake. And the second one is total hip replacement is of course not a diagnosis. So this is another mistake the student has committed. So please be careful about that. I think 95% of you do not commit this kind of silly mistake. I'm sure about that. Nobody commits such mistake. So be careful when writing the letters. Mr. Baker was admitted on 16th April 2023 with the diagnosis of whatever was the diagnosis, you can mention that diagnosis here. Okay. So diagnosis of total hip replacement is also completely correct. Incorrect. So you have to use the word diagnosis with the diagnosis of. At the same time, you may have noticed in this kind of lines, you can see some people writing diagnosed. So we write this way, and was diagnosed with whatever is the condition. Okay, with fracture, whatever fracture you want to say, with fracture of the lower extremities. Whatever you want to mention, you can mention here. And was diagnosed. See, remember, some of you may be thinking that diagnosed, I said diagnosis is wrong. No, diagnosed is correct also in sometimes, but that depends on the situation and the structure of the sentence. So with the diagnosis of is correct, and was diagnosed is also correct. So, but we don't write. Okay, please be silent. Be careful. Okay, and was diagnosed with the fracture of the lower extremities is fine, or whatever the part of the body you can mention there. That is one thing. So remember, diagnosis also is correct and diagnosed also is correct. I'm not saying that diagnosed is incorrect. Diagnosis is also correct. Diagnosed also is correct. But that depends on the situation, and that is it. Very important. All right. Do you have any confusion regarding the second one?
Sir.
Yeah.
I'm not having confusion, but I want to know, because me, I wrote with, I did not put D. I wrote with diagnosis of.
Completely okay. Completely okay. The is not very important here. It's not very important with the diagnosis with diagnosis of. Yeah, the is okay, but even if you don't write the, it is not a serious mistake. But generally we write with the diagnosis of. Okay, and was diagnosed and with the diagnosis of. Yes, tell me.
I wrote Mr. Baker was admitted on 16th April 2023 with the diagnosis. Because I thought diagnosis already total hip replacement is above it is there now. So I wrote with the diagnosis. Full
No,
stop.
no, we cannot full stop there. We have to write whatever it is, the condition should be, because in the first paragraph, I'm sure you did not mention the diagnosis. In the first paragraph, we mention only the surgery or the procedure which was performed, but we don't usually mention the diagnosis in the first paragraph.
Sir,
Yeah.
it is written after total hip replacement. Down also diagnosis of total hip replacement.
No. This is completely wrong, because total hip replacement is not a diagnosis. It is a procedure. Okay. Total hip replacement is only a procedure. So on top, you can see here, total hip replacement is mentioned here. Okay. Only the procedure is mentioned here. But in the second sentence, you have to mention whether the diagnosis of is important here. You cannot simply full stop here after diagnosis. Okay. With the diagnosis of whatever the diagnosis you have to mention. So here also, in the second one also, we have been able to notice two serious mistakes that are committed by many of you. We are moving to the third one. On assessment, his mobility was improved. On assessment, his mobility was improved. It has got two errors. On assessment, his mobility was improved.
So first is the present tense and the followed the past tense they have mentioned.
On assessment, his mobility was improved. I mean, what kind of changes you want? Mahalakshmi, what did you say? You said something about present and past.
Yes, sir. On assessment is currently it's going on, and his mobility was improved is a past tense. So
No, assessment is not going on. Assessment is not going on because we perform the surgery or the procedure after the assessment. That means the assessment is already over. So this is past tense. Okay. So there's nothing like that. Okay. On assessment, his mobility was improved.
Mobility
Improved only, sir.
His mobility improved.
Yeah. The problem is mobility was improved is something like, okay. So this one is the post-surgical assessment. Okay. This is a post-surgical assessment statement. On assessment, his mobility was found to be improved is one of the way. If you don't write this way, what is wrong? On assessment, his mobility was improved. See, mobility was improved. See, look at this one. She was admitted. By whom? By someone, right? By someone, okay. She was admitted by somebody. We know that. Or medicine was prescribed. By whom? Medicine was prescribed. We know it is by a doctor. By somebody. By somebody. Okay, there is somebody there. By someone. Or she was advised. She was advised. By whom? There should be somebody to advise, right? She was advised. Maybe by doctors, maybe by a nurse. She was advised by someone. At the same time, tell me, she was improved. Or she improved. Or her condition improved. Her
condition improved.
Condition improved. Or do you want to include her condition was improved? No, because her condition's improvement is a natural process. Nobody is to be there for that. Her condition improved because, you know, improvement of a condition is always a natural one. Healing, improvement, they're all happening natural. Although nurses and doctors have to do medication and treatment, but you can only do medication and treatment. You can never heal anybody. It is not you, but the medicine that is healing. Okay, of course, I'm not undermining your role in the medical field, but I'm saying we can never say that her condition was healed by doctor. We never say that. Her condition healed. Okay, or her condition improved. We never say her condition was improved. Her condition was improved. We never say, because It is happening naturally. So whenever any kind of action happens naturally, we never use was. This is a mistake which many people are committing even today. Her condition improved will be the correct one. So coming to the third one, back to the third one, on assessment, his mobility was improved. So on assessment, his mobility was found to be improved or improving. This is one of them. On assessment, his mobility was found to be improved or improving. If you are saying improving, that means some 50% or 60% improvement is there. But if you are using improved, it is a closed action. Was found to be improved means the complete improvement was there. Okay, so the better one is improving will be the correct one. On assessment or on post-surgical assessment, on post-surgical assessment, comma, his mobility was found to be improving. Earlier, what was the sentence? You can look at the earlier sentence, how it was earlier. I'll show you the mistake there. Because you will not understand the mistake in that, but your OET assessor will easily find it out because they have no other work. They are just finding mistakes. Okay, so you have to be careful about that. On assessment, his mobility was improved. See, now look at this sentence. On assessment or on post-surgical assessment, his mobility was improved. See, that is so bad. His mobility was found to be improving or improved. Okay, so many mistakes were in the same thing. So next time you write a letter, be careful about this one. On assessment, his mobility was found to be improving. I'm sure out of these 13, we will be discussing so many mistakes and everybody is not going to understand everything. Some of you may be simply scratching the head. No idea what is happening here. What is he saying here? Why is that wrong? So please, all these things are completely wrong. You have to correct them. Don't think that, okay, maybe this trainer may be drunk or he's saying some rubbishness. No, I think I'm 100% sure that these are all mistakes and you have to correct these mistakes. Okay, so coming to the next one, that fourth one.
I want to say something as regards to that.
Yeah,
Can we
okay.
say assessment is mobility has improved? Is it correct?
His mobility
has improved.
You mean has?
Yes, HAS.
Yeah, of course, but the situation is different one. At present, his mobility has improved is completely all right, because this one has improved is an active voice, and if you make it like has been improved, everything is lost. You lost everything. Okay, so this becomes passive voice. We have already noticed that has been is a sign of passive voice, but has is completely active voice. At present, his mobility has improved is completely okay, Christy. You can write that way, no problem. Yeah.
His mobility was found to be improving.
Yeah, improving.
Improved.
Yeah, both of them are completely fine. Both of them are completely fine, but make sure improving means still it was improving. Improved means 100% improved, because you know that after any fracture, usually a patient's mobility cannot be completely improving within a few days or within even a few weeks. It will take a lot of time. So improving is a better one than improved. Okay.
Okay. Sir, why have been, you have told that if we use have been, so you will be completely lost. Why, sir, why?
Yeah, that is have been or has been. So mobility has been, okay. Mobility is a subject here. Mobility is a subject here. You know what is subject, okay. Mobility has improved. Okay. Mobility has improved means mobility on its own naturally improved. At the same time, when you write the other way, the passive voice, I'll give an example also. I'll make it more easy for you. Has been improved. Okay, now look at these two sentences. Here, in the first one, mobility has improved. Okay, one second. Aditi has passed OET. or Aditi has been passed in OET. Which one is correct?
C.
See, yeah,
First one.
Aditi has passed because
Completed.
it is not done by anybody else. She wrote, she studied well, and she did not pay any money. Okay, so she passed naturally. There is passed by whom? So in the other one, Aditi has been passed in OET by who? Nobody. Okay, so understand this one. I am not passing you, or any trainer is not passing you. They are helping you to pass. Just like the doctor is not healing you, the doctor is helping you to get healed. That's the difference here. So mobility has improved is completely fine. Mobility has been improved means by whom? Everybody will be asking by whom? By whom? It will be a joke. It will be a joke. By who or by whom? So whenever there is an action that is happening naturally on its own, we never use being form or passive forms. That's very important. Aditi has passed. We never say Aditi has been passed. We never say. Okay, because even now there are people here in our class who are committing mistakes with the passive voice. Passive voice is used when the action is done by somebody else. When the action is done by somebody else. For example, metformin was prescribed, or same thing, metformin was administered, or metformin was dosed up. All these cases, these are happening not on their own. See, do you think that one day, one morning, metformin decided? Okay, metformin decided. Metformin was simply sleeping and it suddenly woke up. Metformin, the medicine, woke up and thought that the patient, patient whose name is Sruthi is a patient, and metformin is deciding, okay, Miss Sruthi is not really compliant with the the medication dosage. I think she needs a higher dose of this one. So then we can say metformin, that's a different one. So here in all these cases, these are all done by somebody else. In all the cases, we have to write the, okay, metformin was prescribed by the doctor, metformin was administered by whom? By the nurse. Metformin was dosed up by whom? Of course, by the doctor, maybe sometimes the nurses. These are all done by somebody else. But in English and in OET, we have got certain sentences which are happening themselves. For example, her condition improved in 3 days. It is happening on itself. Nobody is doing that. Her condition improved. Just try adding this one. Her condition was improved. My God, everybody would ask, by whom? By whom? Okay, her condition was improved. It is same as, her condition was improved is same as she was helped by her friends and trainers. Okay, she was helped by her friends and trainers is equal to her condition was improved in 3 days. Here also, her condition was improved by somebody and she was helped. Okay, so therefore we cannot write her condition was improved. Her condition improved in 3 days, because even this is also a natural action. I hope it is clear to many of you. Is it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm spending so much time here because this mistake is still happening. How many of you can raise your hands who have understood this natural action and actions done by others? Can you please raise your hands? Those who understood this? Those who understood almost clearly. I will not ask you a question, don't worry. I will not ask you a clarification. 27 out of 43 understood. That is not a happy news because many people did not understand too. 30 out of 43. I don't know why others did not understand. I know the reason, because everybody cannot easily understand everything. Because I think I took more than 10 years to understand passive voice. I took 10 years to understand passive voice. And Stella, Swati, you did not understand. I can't believe it. Okay. I think maybe in another class, I will be explaining more about it. Probably Gina and Olanike, you understood something, but not completely. Fine, that's the reason why you have not raised your hands. In the coming days, we will come back and we will be discussing passive voice more clearly. Okay, fine. On assessment, his mobility was found to be improving. And now we are moving to the fourth one. Occupational therapy had been done. My God, done is not. Occupational therapy had been initiated is a good one. Commenced or initiated will be fine. Initiated. So we have removed the word done and had been initiated. You have to be careful about had been and has been and was and is. Occupational therapy had been initiated means, remember, whenever you write the word had been, had is a word that is, how can I explain that? Had is something outside the room. I'll tell you, I'll just tell you, I'll make it very clear to you. See, suppose you are inside this room. You are inside this room. Okay. Yeah, no, that's not the right way. I'll show you. 1 second, please. Give me some time. Suppose you are inside this room. Okay, this is a room. Okay, you are inside this room and there is a door. Somebody can enter into this room. And there is an adjoining room which is on the right of this one. And there is no door that is opening or closing into this one. This is completely closed. And there is another room here. This is another room. Oh my God. This is another room. This is also open to this. And there is another room here. And this is also open to this. Okay. Now look at this one. There are open doors and closed doors. Okay. So here a person can enter into this one. A person can enter into this one. At the same time, you can also go out of this room from here. Okay, you can go out, but entry is completely restricted into this one, or any entry is restricted out of this one also. Now, if you understand this closed and open door example, any action that is done in the past or was or had, both of them are in the closed room. They are in the closed room. That means they have no entry into the other rooms. At the same time, whatever is inside this one, they are like has, and this one is was and had or had been. These are here inside. These are known as closed actions and these are known as open actions. So looking at the number 4, occupational therapy had been initiated means, had been initiated. It means it was initiated and it is completely over. So you can, hereafter you can write had been or has been or was, depending on the situation. If the occupation therapy was initiated and completed, then you can write had been, or even was. If the occupation therapy, recently initiated, but still going on, then you can write has been initiated. But in most of the letters, we use has been because most of the actions in our letters are open actions which are not closed. Has been, is. These are all open actions. Did you understand the open door, closed door example, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Almost.
Yes. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Okay, fine. So I think it is.
So the done word, not at all, no need to write there instead of initiated at any time.
Yeah, you're talking about the number 4th.
Number 4, sir. Occupation therapy had been done. Instead of initiated, we couldn't write the done.
No, done is not at all a formal language. Done is simply a colloquial or a normal language, which is a informal language. Done, we don't write done. Okay.
Can we write provided?
Yeah. Occupational therapy has been provided is completely fine. Initiated, provided.
Can we say schedule has been scheduled?
Commenced. Once again.
Can we say occupational therapy schedule?
Has been. I didn't get the last word.
Schedule.
Okay. This also is correct. Okay. Okay. Has been. So the correct one will be. I'm going to change this one. It will become had been becomes has been. Okay. So had is wrong. Had is also correct, but the action should be a closed action. Depending on the situation, we have to say. Suppose the occupational therapy is still going on. Okay. So you can write has been will be the correct one. At the same time, if the occupational therapy started and completed in the past, then no problem. You can write had been or was. Both of them are completely fine. Okay, done is not the right word because it is totally not an it's not a professional language. Initiated is fine, provided is fine, commenced is fine, scheduled is fine, but remember, scheduled is fine only that this did not even happen. But in this case, initiated means started, still going on. Provided, started and going on. Commenced, started and going on. Scheduled, not started, only scheduled. In such situations, we can write scheduled or scheduled. Okay. All right. So we have to move to the next one. His dressing of the surgery side daily done. Oh my God. His dressing of the surgery side. Is it a side or site?
Site. He said.
You can also write surgical site is also fine. Surgery site, yeah. Surgical is also fine, completely fine. Surgical site. Okay. His dressing of, and we don't have to write this his here in this case. You can avoid this one. Dressing of the surgery site or surgical site. Surgical site daily done. Oh, there is a word missing. Something is missing here also.
To be done daily.
If it is an instruction, if you include it as an instruction, dressing of the surgical site need to be performed daily is fine. If you are writing it as an instruction, need to be. Many of you are still using the word to be without need to be. We have to use the word need to be, right? Okay, site need to be performed daily. So to be should come, to be should never come alone. To be should always, it should be preceded by the word need to be. We cannot write should be. Okay, should be is not the right word. Therefore, we have to write a softer word like it. Need to be is the best one. Need to be is the best word for that.
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. So this mistake is not only yours, it is committed by many people. So OET will always write to be. Why? Because OET wants you to copy and paste. And then they will easily find out that you are not really having a proper English. Your English is just copied from so many other sources. So to find out your proper English, they will commit some mistakes in the case notes. And if you repeat the same thing, like without changing to be into need to be, they will catch you. Okay, fine. Dressing of the surgical site need to be performed daily. This is written as an instruction, and that is coming in the last paragraph. Last para. In the last para, we write that kind of sentences. At the same time, if you want to say that at present dressing is going on, in that case, dressing of the surgical site is being performed on a daily basis. That is also completely fine. So both of them are this one is management. That means that usually happens in the third paragraph or the fourth paragraph. So both of them are different. Dressing of the surgical site is being performed on a daily basis is usually written before the last paragraph. At the same time, dressing of the surgical site need to be performed on a daily basis is the last paragraph, that is instruction paragraph or the need paragraph. I hope it is clear to you. We can move to the next one, that is sixth one. At present, he can able to, my God. He can able to do stretching and strengthening exercise. So the only problem is just remove this able to. Just remove the word able to. Please never mix these two words together. It is like adding what? Sugar and salt in tea. If you like sugar and salt in the tea, fine, you can continue. Okay. If you don't like, please don't put both of them. He can, enough. He can.
Sir,
He can do, yeah, tell me.
is okay, sir.
Once
He
again.
is able to.
Yeah.
Is
Able to.
He is or he can or he is able to. He can is equal to he is able to. He is able to.
which one is the better one, sir? Or is?
Once again.
Which one is the better one? Can or is able to?
Both of them are same meaning, having same meaning. He can. Both of them have completely same meaning. He can do stretching and strengthening exercise, or he is able to do stretching and strengthening exercise. Completely fine. So please don't mix can and able to together. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Okay, we are moving to the next one. I think you are not getting really tired, but the time is over. But within 5 minutes, I'm going to complete everything now. Please wait. Don't leave the class. Or if you want to leave the class, you can, because the video will be available. At present, he can. Okay, go into the seventh one. After 3 weeks, his staples will remove. Okay, see, look at this one. This is a natural action. Staples will remove. Do you think that staples will naturally remove on?
No, no.
Yes, it should be removed from someone.
Will be
Yeah,
removed.
yeah, by someone. Since it is to be removed by somebody else, and we have to follow the passive voice. After 3 weeks, his staples will be removed. Okay, will be removed. Oh yeah. Okay. If you don't write this way, what will happen? After 3 weeks, automatically his staples will remove. My God, that's not possible. I think medical science has no such technology that the staples will maybe automatically it will be okay. It's not possible.
Sir, we can take as an example of third sentences, right?
Third one. Okay,
Third one you have explained in many examples.
Some
For that, this is
examples,
also
yeah.
one of the example.
Correct, yeah. Like actions done by somebody or actions done naturally. So that's it. If the action is done naturally, never use was done, was performed, was healed, nothing. Simply it healed, it recovered, she recovered, she improved. Yes, tell me.
I wrote his staples to be removed.
Should be. Did you write should be?
Staples? No, to be. To.
No. That's very serious mistake. It is a common mistake that is committed by so many people. OET will give you to be removed. To be removed. And if you feel there is nothing wrong with it to be removed, and if you will write the same line in the letter, they will catch you. They will catch you in the sense they will identify that you are really not having a proper English inside your brain. You have simply copied and pasted all the English. So there is a way, because OET really wants to know that. How? If there is anybody here in this class who is not ready to learn English just like a own language, please understand you will definitely have a bad time. You have to see, if you are really planning to go abroad, English is going to be your sons, your daughters, okay, their language. And it will be your language also. See, there is no need of hating your language. If suppose you are speaking Malayalam or Hindi, you don't have to hate because that is your language. Okay, but you have to start loving English also. So please don't learn English only for OET. This is so dangerous. So you have to understand. Okay, so whenever you see this one to be removed, always remember need to be removed. That is the best one. Whenever you see to be removed, it needs to be or need to be, you can write. We don't have to write needs to be, need to be, because need is a modal verb, just like can, could, may, might, should, would, will, must, and sometimes ought to and need and dare. These are the modal verbs. Need is also a modal verb. Just like we don't write he cans. Do we say he cans? No. Do we say he wills? No. Do we write he musts? Do we write? No way. He shoulds. Do we write? No, we don't write. Similarly, we don't have to write he needs. He needs. It is always he need to be removed. Okay, or it need to be. Always write need without S form. That's very important. Need sometimes is having S form. That is a rare case. That's an exceptional case. Yes, tell me, Christy.
I want to ask that we say that after 3 weeks, his staples was removed. Is it correct?
Yeah, that is, this one is instruction part. If it is an instruction, after 3 weeks, his staples will be removed, or that is part of the plan. That is a discharge plan, or that is included in the last paragraph. Like we write, please note, his staples will be removed or need to be removed after 3 weeks. That is the way we write. Okay, so yeah.
Sir, then we can write his staples need to be removed.
Removed, yeah, correct. Because the staples need to be removed by somebody else. That's the reason be and be form is used here. So will be, should be, can be, need to be, must be. All these things are passive voice, and that means they are being done by somebody else.
As, from these sentences, to me, I'm seeing it like a kind of commanding tune.
Commanding?
I know when your recipient, you need an assistant. You shouldn't write your statement in a way that it should look like it's a bit commanding.
Which
I
one?
would say need, like you said, the dressing. Let me go to that part. The daily dressing. From the surgical side, needs removed. It's like you are telling, you are commanding them. That's the way I'm saying.
No, Christy. Need is not a command at all. In English, must is the highest command, and we are not supposed to use that one. Should is also a command. We are not supposed to write that also with you. We are not supposed to write, I mean, should and must with you. At the same time, you can write she should be. There is no problem with she should be monitored. She should be advised. Whenever you are talking to somebody face to face, you should and you must. That is impolite, and that is command. At the same time, when you use this one, she or he, that's completely all right. Now, we have to deal with this you. So what is the right word for you? Then we can write you need. Okay, you need is always a better one. Because we cannot go beyond below this level. What is that? Maybe. Okay, may is just too polite. But as a nurse, you are not supposed to just beg. You are not supposed to just request too much, because your language should be in between. So if you want to know the level, may is the lowest one. Then we have also got something like can is there, need is there, should is there, and must is there. As a nurse, you have to be somewhere in the middle. You don't have to be, if you say, please, Mr. Peter, you have to change your dressings. No, your language should be more commanding, but it should not be like so rude and impolite. So this is the best word for any kind of instructions to be given. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay. Oh my God, I'm tired. Can we continue later?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yes, sir.
Just 2 more sentences.
Yeah, there are, but you know, problem is we cannot complete them very easily. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
We can.
Sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, somebody was asking. Yes, ask me.
Yes, sir. I'm going to complete this one now.
I didn't get you. Sharu, are you asking me?
Are you? Yes, sir. Are you going to complete
Yeah,
this
we
one
will.
now only?
Not now. We'll do one thing. We will complete this at 8 o'clock today.
It's okay,
Yes,
sir.
Okay, sir.
I think 8 o'clock will be fine.
But
Yes.
sir,
Yeah.
sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Should I ask?
Yeah, please, you can ask. I think
Sir,
there is some disturbance from your side. You
yeah.
can do one thing, Sharu. Since there is a disturbance, you can just send it to me.
Okay.
I mean, you can send a voicemail or you can privately chat with me so that I can tell you. Okay, that's a better one.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, then. So my next class will be at 12 p.m. and the 10:30 class will start soon, and we'll be having more tasks today. At 8 p.m. today, we'll be discussing this one. The remaining questions will be discussed at 8 p.m. Please join this class. Okay, bye-bye. See you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.